And I'm the tax pro, and today I'm going to talk to you about adding vendors in Wave. So this is the Wave dashboard for ABC Corporation, which is a fake company that I use for these videos. I'm going to show you how to add a vendor in here. So from the dashboard, you're going to come to this left-hand side over here. In this area that says purchases, you're going to click on that little drop down, and then you're going to click on vendors. This is going to take you to a list of vendors, and from here we can add a vendor. Now Wave is going to give you two options for the vendor. We're either going to classify them as regular or a 1099 NEC contractor. So go ahead and put the vendor name in here. Now, NEC contractors are vendors that are going to receive a 1099 NEC at the end of the year. So who gets a 1099 NEC? I do have videos on this if you want more clarification, but as a summary, 1099 NECs are providing some form of service generally, and that service is going to be for things like maybe like consulting or professionals, services, something along those lines. And you issue a 1099 NEC to contractors who get paid $600 or more throughout the year, and that you are paying via some form of payment that isn't subject to 1099K reporting. So that's kind of confusing. Essentially, if you are not paying these contractors through like a credit card or a debit card or some means that's going to issue them a 1099K, you need to send them a 1099 NEC if they're eligible. How do we know if they're eligible? You essentially need to send these contractors W-9s, okay? So the W-9 is going to have the contractor fill out information. They're going to provide either their social security number or their EIN for their business. They're going to indicate how they're taxed, and then they're going to send you essentially a certification that they're not subject to backup withholding. So I'm going to show you how to enter both of these. They're very similar. Regular looks like this. You can put the first name, last name. If you have a vendor name here, you don't have to put first and last name. You're going to put the currency with which you're paying them, email here. So maybe John Smith is our contact here at XYZ Inc. You're going to put their country. I'm just assuming they're in the US, since the majority of you guys are going to be US companies. You can put their address. So a lot of this information is optional. You can see what's optional and what's not. You can also have additional information here. You can put an account number if you have an account number with the vendor. You can put their phone number, their fax, mobile number, toll-free number, and website. So this is for a regular contractor. Now, if we switch to a 1099 contractor, it looks very, very similar, right? The difference is that Wave is going to give us a place to store either their social security number for an individual or the EIN for the business. Now note this little kind of warning. It says to ensure that 1099 NEC forms are generated correctly. This business name needs to be accurate. If the business legal name isn't correct here, edit it in the vendor name field above. So this needs to be the company's legal name, okay? Then you would add the EIN and all of this additional information. So that is for 1099 NECs. You're going to want to save that. Now notice that if I try to save it without the EIN entered, it's going to tell me that I can't. Okay, so it is not going to like if I do not put the EIN or the social. If I don't have the EIN or social yet, I have to save it as a regular contractor. Once I save it, it is going to take me back to the vendor sheet, and I can see right here this XYZ vendor. From here, I can come in and I can edit this particular vendor and I can change it to a 1099 NEC contractor. So you can enter a vendor that would be issued a 1099 NEC before you get their W-9 back. You don't have to wait on that. You can always change them at a later date. Just make sure that you do that, because it's not going to let you save it as a 1099 NEC contractor if you don't have their identification number, either the social or the EIN. So hopefully that video was helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know. I would appreciate a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.